I love Ethereum, I love Cardano, I love Polkadot, I love Solana, I love so many altcoins. But if you want to make money in this crypto market, you need to pay attention to the Bitcoin because it drives the market, at least as of now. And so that's why I make this content called Crypto Weekly, where I provide you with some news around the cryptocurrency space, and I also provide you with some technical analysis around the Bitcoin. Because once you know what the Bitcoin is going to do, then you have an idea of what your altcoins are going to do. So if you think that's interesting, there are 3 things you're going to do for me. Subscribe to the channel, press the notification bell, and then let's dive in.
Yeah. Alright guys, so welcome to today's session, and it's actually the first session, and I'm super excited. I'm very excited, and the vision I have for this section, this part of my channel, this crypto part of my channel, this crypto news part of my channel, is to make it one of the first go-to places daily for people that are invested in cryptocurrencies. What do I mean? I mean, if you are investing in cryptocurrencies, or you are trading cryptocurrencies, or you are looking at investing or trading in cryptocurrencies, I mean, my vision for this part of my channel is that this is one of the first go-to places every single day for you to know updates on cryptocurrency, and for you to be able to at least know what's happening in the market and have an idea of some decisions you can make. So basically, without wasting much time, let's go into this, and let's dive in. First with the news, okay? Let's start with the news, then we go to the technical option. We look at coin market cap and close. Thank you. Very brief. Alright. So basically, I get my news from around different places. Okay, one of them is CoinDesk, another one is Cointelegraph. I mean, there are a few different places I check. Now, to make this very brief, I won't go to all the news. I'll just pick the summary and overview of things, and just to keep you updated on what is actually happening. So we can see here, of course, CoinDesk is saying market wrap. Bitcoin weakens as US inflation hits 13-year high. Of course, you are aware. If in case you are not aware, the US inflation is just going so crazy, and this is not bad for cryptocurrencies. Okay, this is not bad for cryptocurrencies. You know what inflation is basically. So if the US inflation is going like this, what do you want to say for countries like Nigeria and the rest? I mean, it's going to be crazy. Prices of things are going to go up. They're going to go up like crazy. So this is not bad for cryptocurrencies. But for now, we are seeing the Bitcoin price go down. Bitcoin is currently at 31,000. I mean, when we get technicals, we'll see that part. So that's the first thing it's saying. And this particular news is not bad for cryptocurrencies. Okay, as inflation keeps going for dollar, I mean, a lot of people are looking for ways to keep their money to be able to escape the inflation. And Bitcoin is one of those ways. Of course, S&P Dow Jones launches 5 more crypto indexes. I mean, basically what they're trying to say is they're tracking cryptocurrencies, beginning to launch different things, and this is also very good news for cryptocurrencies, at least. I mean, it's going to help us in the massive adoption dream. Then talk about DeFi and the rest, but these are more personal things. So, but the key news here is that Bitcoin inflation is increasing, and of course, for now we are seeing Bitcoin behaving as if it's following the inflation, but let's just watch out. Next few months are going to play out, because the inflation doesn't seem to go down. I have a chart here for you from Trading Economics. You can see what has been happening from 2020. You can see how the inflation is rising like crazy. So this is very crazy, and this guy doesn't seem as if it's going to stop. Of course, Bitcoin looks as if it's following now, but you will see basically very soon, next few months, I believe Bitcoin is going to decouple. So that is, the major thing from CoinDesk today. So let's see Cointelegraph. Now, Cointelegraph basically is talking about Uniswap, and of course, Uniswap is one of the decentralized exchange built with Ethereum. Okay, in case you don't know. So, but this is a major news because Uniswap is a major decentralized exchange. Okay, I could have skipped this, but it's a major one, and basically, concern as Uniswap-backed DeFi education fund dumps 10 million worth of uni. Okay, so some guys have dumped some $10 million worth of uni, and of course this can affect Uniswap on the short term, but of course we know Uniswap is amazing, and all these things are short term. So if you're invested in Uniswap, you want to pay attention to this. Okay, alright, then of course Uniswap launches Ethereum layer 2 scaling with alpha and all that. So I've gone through this briefly, and I think the major news here is that Uniswap, the Uniswap backed DeFi education has dumped $10 million worth of Uniswap. And of course, when we get to the analysis, I think we'll just take a look at what has happened to the price of Uniswap briefly because of that. So it's expected anyway. Things like this happen, but for long term, when you have long term perspective, Uniswap is very very solid, very very solid. Okay. Alright, so let's go to bitcoin.com and let's see what bitcoin.com is saying. So bitcoin.com is saying a group of users are battling Binance to get their money back after May's crash. Of course, Binance has been going through a lot. I mean, from the US government trying to regulate them and chase them out of US, from a lot of things, Binance is going through a lot. And in fact, I wish I could fetch that news for us, but I just want it to be brief, and I want it to be around today's news only. So, but Binance has been going through a lot, and in fact, some other government bodies are looking at, regulating them or stopping them from functioning. So, for those of us that run on Binance, should we be scared? No, we should not be scared, because Binance already has a decentralized exchange that nobody can stop. So this is the power of the blockchain. And of course, even the government cannot stop Binance operation. They can only ask them to relocate and one of those, because everything is basically online. And another very key thing we must realize is a lot of people are now scared that the Binance coin, Binance US dollar, Binance coin, a lot of things will be affected. But anyway, we are here to see what's going to happen. But for me, there's no panic. Now, according to Bitcoin.com today, it's saying some users are battling Binance to get their money back. And it sounds very funny because these guys might just be people that don't really know so much about cryptocurrencies. They just FOMOed into it. They bought at the top and the thing has now crashed. Let me use the word retrace. Okay, and so they're saying Binance give us our money back, maybe because they're not so educated. So this is another very trending thing now, and I believe Binance is going to find a very smart way to handle this. Okay, they're going to find a very smart way to handle this. And of course, Binance always provide a disclaimer that cryptocurrency investment is at your own risk. But anyway, this is one of the major news from Bitcoin.com. So there are a lot of other things. Bitcoin will eventually be transacted more than fiat currency, says 35% of Australian survey. The UAE Central Bank unveils plan to launch digital currency. Of course, United Arab Emirates, they are launching their own cryptocurrencies, and the blockchain group from major universities are powerful voters in DeFi governance protocols. Of course, for those of us in the academic field, in academia, a lot of things are happening around in universities already. Even on this my channel, I posted content of the course I just took recently, the introductory part, very very brief. You can find it there, so it's super amazing, and I'll be posting more things around blockchain programming and the rest. So, but this is just the summary news from here, and now from crypto news, basically what we can see is, of course, everything seems to be bearish for now. Bitcoin, Ethereum are not going straight turns bearish. We're going to see that basically. Okay, then of course, if inflation soars in US and people are saying it's very healthy for crypto, of course, US, the dollar is crazy, and I don't want to go into so much details, but inflation is rising like crazy, and we're going to see this in countries like Nigeria. Prices of things will go up, and people want to find ways to hide their money, and crypto is one of the ways they try to do that, just as they did in 2020. So, and there's one news I found from, I don't know, somewhere. I'm trying to fetch it out. I don't know if it's here or anyway. So it's just about banks. Okay, some banks are beginning to most likely want to adopt cryptocurrencies. Okay, so I can't find it here. So, but I think perhaps it was yesterday's news or something. So, but the beautiful thing is, a lot is happening around the crypto space, and these are the major news. I'll recap again. Inflation is taking place in US, and it has already been taking place, but it's going. It's increasing as we go, and of course, Bitcoin seems to be following it just for now. But this is a very good news for cryptocurrencies. And then the S&P want to have 5 more crypto indexes, which is also very good for crypto adoption. Then we see the whole Uniswap thing, which is very very key. Uniswap key. A lot of some guys using Uniswap have just dumped about $10 million worth of Uniswap for some reasons. I don't want to go into details, but at least if you're invested in Uniswap, you have an idea. The idea is not now for you to go and sell your Uniswap tokens at this point in time, because it's already too late. It's coming after the news. Okay, but the idea is for you to now pay attention to Uniswap token. What will happen as this news have come out? How will more people react? Will more people now feel, oh, Uniswap is going to go down and begin to sell? So just for you to pay more attention to your Uniswap token. Then the other thing we have here, of course, everything is turning bearish. When we get to the chart, we're going to see, and inflation rate is on all-time high. So these are some of the key news for today, and I don't want to waste more time on it. You can check more of these places for other interesting news, but these are the major ones. And so without wasting much time, let's dive into the charts and see what Bitcoin is saying in charts. All right, so let's dive into the charts quickly and see what's happening. I've opened the chart already, and this is the Bitcoin USD chart. I'm using Binance Trading View access point basically. So I'm using Binance, but I'm viewing it with Trading View part. Okay, so and this is a 4-hour time frame chart. Okay, meaning each of these candles here, each of these things you are seeing, either green or red, represent 4 hours. And from the 4-hour time frame chart, you can see that at least from the perhaps 19th or 18th of May, thereabout, the Bitcoin price has just been going, sideways around this region between 40k and 30k. Of course, with some breakout, both upside and downside at some point. Okay, so I'm looking at this chart. I've done my own in-depth analysis. I don't want to bore you with that, but the chart has not given us any confirmation as to which direction we'll be going finally, whether it's going to be up or down. But the bias is more towards the downside. Okay, because we can see that it looks as if we are forming this massive head and shoulder pattern. You can see this big head and shoulder pattern that we have here. So it appears as if we are forming this massive head and shoulder pattern. Look at this here. This is a shoulder, then this top is the head, and it seems we have another shoulder here. And so that this of course can make us break down. Just look at this around this 50k region. You can see we have this like a shoulder, then we have this part like an head. And so, but not to bore you with a lot of this, but the beautiful thing is, and the major point here is that from technicals we have been dancing around this place, and for now there's no clear direction as far where we're going, but the bias towards the downside is more. Okay, so the question is, what should you do with this information you have now? What should be your move? For me, if you are someone that bought in early at some point on Bitcoin, I would say take some profit at this point. So, but if you bought in late and you are not basically, you bought in not so far from this point, okay, maybe around 25,000, and the rest started being bought in, I really want to say this is not the time to take profit, because looking at the Bitcoin chart, it is so super undervalued. A lot of indicators are showing us that we have not got to the market circle market up at all. We are still far from it. When Bitcoin start getting to 70 something, 80 something, 90 something $1,000, we can now begin to get skeptical. So, but for now, we are still, we still have time. Time is still on our side. Okay, time is still on our side. Every indicator is showing it. So, for you that have been long invested in this thing, you might just want to take a few profits. Okay. Personally, I'm not selling Bitcoins at this point. So, but for you, perhaps you just think in the very short term, you can take some profit at this point in time, because the market can go down hard or can go up. Because if you follow this massive head and shoulder pattern, you can go down. You're looking at 17k, 15k, 12k. These regions are very, very possible, but of course it still doesn't make too much sense. And from a lot of indicators are showing that we've not even reached the market cycle top. So for me, that I've been lucky to take out profit at some point here, there's around 40k majorly, because when I observed the whole thing and I really saw that we were going down to 30 something k, around 40k, I was able to take out some profit. What I'm doing is to buy back in. I see this as a very good buying opportunity, and this is what smart money is doing. Okay, anytime you see this long consolidation period, this long period where it seems nothing is happening, let me try to zoom in. What is happening here? Let me take it to a daily time frame so that we can see clearly. This is a daily time frame now, we can see. So anytime we see this whole thing happening, what is happening? Smart money is buying, and I try to follow smart money also. So for me, I'm just buying. Of course, I'm not putting all my money at once. Let's give a typical example. Let's say you're someone that's not so heavily invested in this market. You have roughly like $300 or something. Okay, you're not heavily invested, just a normal chill guy. The strategy can be, okay, at each $1,000 drop in Bitcoin, if it's going to drop, I'm going to place it buy order for like $15 worth of Bitcoin, or $20 worth of Bitcoin for each dollar drop in Bitcoin. Okay, but the idea is these points are very good opportunities. But even if Bitcoin goes down as low as 12k, it's a good opportunity to buy. Then you might want to ask, what about the altcoins? We can see clearly on CoinMarketCap. I think I need to refresh this. Okay, CoinMarketCap. Basically, CoinMarketCap is like this website where you find a list of coins ranked by their market capitalization. Okay, I don't want to go into what market capitalization means, but market capitalization just basically defines the worth of a coin project, both in terms of the company, in terms of supply, and a lot of other things. But majorly for the crypto market, it's majorly in terms of the price and supply of the token. Okay, and so we can see that Bitcoin is still at the top, followed by Ethereum and the rest. But you can really observe the altcoins are getting wrecked, and this is true. Bitcoin is just down about 4% in the past 7 days. Ethereum is down 14% past 7 days, and so these coins are being whooped and being wrecked. So for me, at this point in time, you have to be careful with investing in altcoins. Okay, you have to be very, except for altcoins you are very sure of. If you are invested in altcoins already and you've been affected badly by the crash, forget about it. Don't start taking out your money. Just be relaxed. Of course, you can take out your money when it's one of those coins you don't even want. They're not really solving problems. There's some coins that are not really solving problems. They're just there. So, but if it's one of those very important coins like Ethereum, Cardano, and the likes, I mean, even Binance Coin. I mean, at this point in time, and you've not taken out profit, I don't really think it's necessary to start looking at this point in time. Instead, you should be thinking of buying. But I personally am not buying so much of altcoins. Why? Because if Bitcoin peradventure is to go down from here, Bitcoin could hit $20,000. I mean $17,000. These regions are possible. If Bitcoin breaks down to those regions, that is almost about 40 something percent drop in Bitcoin. You can imagine what the altcoins are going to do. They're going to crash massively. So my strategy at this point in time is to focus more on buying Bitcoin. There's some altcoins I love. I just buy a very tiny amount of them. I'm not even buying them so much, but rather I focus more on buying the Bitcoin. Okay, knowing fully well that even if the bull run is to start again, Bitcoin will be the first to move. It will be the first to take the lead before other altcoins now start following. So in that way, buying Bitcoin, I mean, I'm edging my money, getting ready to dive into my altcoins. So that's my basic strategy. Okay. And of course, some of the altcoins have not really suffered so much. Example is one I have here, Smooth Love Potion. Smooth Love Potion is one of the altcoins I bought this period, and it has been amazing because even despite the Bitcoin crash, Smooth Love Potion has retraced back to its all-time high. I didn't buy so much of Smooth Love Potion, just about very few, very tiny amount of money, about $12 or so. But this is beautiful. What they've done, at least they've done 3 times. And what I did this morning was just to take out half of the money I've made, half of my profit already. Of course, it sounds like a small money, but it's a beautiful thing. Of course, I can't invest so much in it because it's heavily risky. Okay, and I'm even stopping most of these risky things. I just focus more on very important projects: Ethereum, Cardano, Bitcoin, and the rest. Okay, then from the news, I said I was going to check Uniswap and see what has happened. And this is the chart of Uniswap currently, and we can see the Uniswap has not done bad so far. Okay, Uniswap is still holding strong. It's still holding strong like most of the other coins. So, but again, if you're invested in Uniswap at this point in time, based on this news, you want to be careful. Uniswap will most likely follow Ethereum, whatever Ethereum does, because Uniswap is a decentralized exchange built on Ethereum. So it might most likely follow whatever Ethereum does in a way. So, but I really want to say, if you're heavily invested in Uniswap, you need to begin to manage your risk. Okay, begin to pay closer attention, because Uniswap is an altcoin, and I tell you, this thing can move from $17 to $1. It's very possible. There's this altcoin, Ion Finance, that wrecked so badly that if you had put $100,000 or 100,000 naira, you would barely have 100 naira now, or 100,000 naira, or 100 naira now, or $100 now. And so imagine, it's so crazy. I mean, imagine from $100,000 to $100, or 100,000 naira to 100 naira. So I never imagined that cryptocurrencies can crash that bad. But Ion Finance did this. So you have to be very careful when you're investing in a lot of altcoins. So, but Uni is a strong project. I don't really think it's going to fail like Ion Finance did. But still be very careful. And based on the news that came out, pay closer attention. So, like I said, my strategy is to focus more on the Bitcoin, knowing fully well that even if the bull run returns, Bitcoin will be the first to move before the altcoins start moving. So just buy Bitcoin, and even if it's going to crash, Bitcoin will crash at least. So I'm focused on buying Bitcoin. So basically, this is it for my technicals for today, and thank you.
Alright, so guys, basically that's it for today, and see you tomorrow. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye. Thank you.